everybody, it's Holly and thanks for joining me today on my channel, Smile by Holly. This is what we're going to make today, and I thought I would just kind of go step by step and show you how to make a cute little shaker. So we are going to just assume that you already know how to purchase the file, download it, and then print it out. Okay, if you don't, I am going to be doing some tutorials going all the way back to basics on what do you do when you want to purchase the file, how you get it, how you download it, what you do after that. But let's assume that you do know how to do that, and I've gone ahead and I have just printed out the different elements, and let me just kind of show you. So the one that I made, let's see, it has about 6 different layers. And isn't that just so cute? I love shakers. So I first determined what size I wanted to make this, and I think it ended up being, was it 5? Yeah, 5 inches, which is a good size. I think it would be so cute as a cake topper. But anyway, so one thing to remember, and I will go over this more times, when you're bringing in all of your elements, you want to make sure that everything stays the same size. Otherwise, when you go to layer them, they're not going to be exactly the same size. So what I like to do is I like to bring all of my elements into whichever program you're using to bring them in, resize them, and print them. Now I have a Silhouette Cameo, so I use the Silhouette Studio, and I will also be doing some tutorials on that. The Silhouette Studio is actually free software. You don't even have to have a machine to use it. Anybody can go in and download the Silhouette Studio software. And so I thought that might be helpful. Also, Nitwit has some great tutorials on how to do this using a different program. So anyway, what I've done is I loaded everything into the Silhouette Studio. I decided how big I wanted it, which was 5 inches. And then I started out, and here is my base bunny. So here's my base, okay? And then I duplicated that. I just duplicated it again, but I actually cut a circle right out of the middle, okay? So you can see where you can kind of see the circle, but I just cut the bunny out and everything because that's where our shaker is going to be. And I actually made 2 of these. So I have 2 cutout bunnies that will go on top of my base bunny. Does that make sense? And then, you know, I always do extra because I never know exactly what I'm going to cut out. Like here I've cut out the face and popped up some of the flowers. I just kind of decide as I'm doing it. I did pop up his little hand right there. So I always do more elements than I need. But as you can see, rather than print this whole thing out, I just cut the design off and just printed the bunny. And I've got this 4 or 5 times. So then I can take this bunny and I can cut out these different elements. So if I want to just cut out his face and his ears, that would be good. Or then I could also use the Easter egg and the flower to be another layer. So these are just parts that I have extra. And as you can see, you know, I've cut out some that are just this much because all I wanted was to be able to cut out the flower and the egg. So anyway, I do have some pop dots already ready to help this go a little bit faster. But let's start out with our base. There's a lot of bunnies. Okay, so here is our base bunny. Now let's go ahead and take one of our cutout bunnies. And I'm just going to, I've taken some acetate and I just hand cut a circle that we are going to glue onto the back of that. Let me just make sure. I believe these are the same size. Yes. Okay. So I'm just going to add some glue. Now, one thing with acetate, and if you make shakers, you probably already know this, but you have to be so careful for when you lay this down that the glue doesn't go everywhere. Now this glue does dry clear, but as you can see, I'm really careful when I drop it down just so the glue doesn't squish out onto the acetate. I'm just going to lightly tap that. And then there is going to be our first little layer that's going on top of our base layer. Do you see how the white will show through? So let's go ahead and I'm going to get some pop-up dots on here. Okay, I think I'll let that dry for just a little bit because I'm afraid if I bump it, the glue might go everywhere. So I've already put some pop-up dots, and this is technically layer 3. So we've got 1, we've got 2 with the acetate, and then 3, which is another layer. I'm going to go ahead and pull these off. So tell me, how are you guys doing today? We're getting a lot of rain here. It's very spring weather, you know, rain showers, and I don't mind the rain. I kind of like it. But I'm definitely feeling the spring, spring fever. Yeah, I'm super excited. So what are you guys up to? Valentine's is over. Now we can start Easter crafting. So excited. Just pulling the backs off of my pop-up dots. And I had mentioned this in a video, I think it was last week, that I just get my pop-up dots from the Dollar Tree. You get a ton, and they're actually in the hardware section. So if you're looking for these, they're not in the scrapbook section. It's over by the hardware. But you get a ton of these little pop-ups for $1.25, so I find it really good. Okay, so let's see if this is done. Okay, that's getting better. So what we're going to do is we want to take some type of glue or pop-up dot, some kind of pop-up tape, and we're going to go right around the edge of our acetate. Okay. This narrow pop tape is also at the Dollar Tree, and sometimes it's hard to find really narrow pop-up tape, and yep, they have it there. So such a great value. I go through this like crazy though. Another thing that we can just talk about for a sec as we're making shakers, I don't know if you guys have these, but they are non-stick scissors, and when you're using like sticky tape or pop-up dots, you really want a pair of these, because if you're cutting your tape with your good scissors, they're going to get sticky and gummy. And certainly you can clean them off, but these are non-stick scissors, and I live by these just because I use pop-up dots and pop-up tape so much. Okay, so this is layer 2. We've got some pop-up tape there, and then all the way around our circle. So I'm just going to pull that off now. And then 2 more here. I love the colors on this collection, bonnets and bow ties, the blues and the pinks. I have certain colors that just kind of speak to me, and this is definitely one of those kits. Okay, so this is our second layer. Now what I'm going to do is I want to put my sprinkles in right now. I think this pink would go cute. I'm gonna get into here. Now this is already sticky, so you want to be careful that when you put your little shakers down, it doesn't get on the sticky tape. And another thing I like to do is I like to take a dryer sheet and just gently rub it along my acetate. This helps it so that it's not staticky. The little things don't stick to the sides. Now they sometimes still do, but that will help a little bit. I'm going to put my shaker bits in. Look at those cute little hearts. Oh my gosh, those are cute. I always have a hard time. I never know how many to put in, like how much is too much or how much is not enough. So I'm still trying to find a good balance, but I kind of put them in and then I spread them around to kind of get a feel, and I think that looks good right there. So we've got layer 2. Now let's go back to our base layer, the one that has the full background. And just very carefully, we are going to lay that down on top of it. And sometimes I think it helps if you get above it so you can make sure that it's all lining up. And then press that down. Okay, oh my gosh, that pink looks so cute in there. I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, so there's the base of our shaker. Now this is layer 3 and I've already got the pop dots on. So now we're just going to start layering it. Now here's something to think about. If your sequins, oops, dang it. If your sequins are thicker, these are very, very thin sequins, so I just added 1 layer of the pop-up dots. But if you have thicker sequins, you might want to add 2 layers of the pop-up tape, just so that your little sequins or goodies inside will actually move around. So keep that in mind as you're building your little shaker. Okay, I just go nice and slow and kind of lay it on there. There we go. Okay, so that's layer 3. And oh my gosh, it's turning out so cute. Okay, so let's go to, now I went ahead and I cut some of these out already to kind of save time. So here is the 4th piece. And like I say, I'm just doing this how I want to. There was no, certain way that you have to do it. I just thought, now we'll layer this bunny on, and where that was cut out right there, this will cover that up. Okay, so let's pull off the tape here. I get so excited when I make shakers. I don't know if it goes back to something when I was a little kid that I loved anything that either sparkled or had shakers in it. But so whenever I get the opportunity to make shakers, I get so excited. Plus, I think they turn out just totally adorable. Okay, so once again, this is considered layer 4. You can do 2 layers, 4 layers, 8 layers. It's totally up to you. Okay, once again, I get kind of close, lining it up. And then set it down. Okay, so now we're starting to get a little bit of dimension right there. And let's see, what do we want? Okay, here's a bunny head. So I think I've just cut out the head portion. And so we'll layer the head. I did something funny when I was making my, a prototype? Is that what it's called? Yeah. I had cut the ears out and the face out separate. So there was like, the ears were separate from the face. And when I popped them up, it kind of looked weird. So I think having the ears hooked onto the face, it turned out better. And sometimes you don't know till you try it. Okay, so now we're getting some dimension there. Here are, I've cut out this little section here, and then I've cut out another section that is not, this has the flower, the flower, the flower, and 2 eggs. This one has an egg and 2 flowers. So you're just slowly getting a little bit smaller as you build up, so more elements are showing. Does that make sense? So we'll add this on. Okay, so put this one on. Isn't this so fun? I find this I think it's relaxing and therapeutic. Well, I love crafting, but building these things just does good for the soul. Okay, so then I've just done another layer, and we'll put that there. Okay, look how it's coming. Isn't that so fun? Now I have tons of these. Like I said, I just did way too many, but that's okay. So I've cut out a little teeny tiny paw. It's whatever you want to do, but I think making his hand a little bit dimensional will be cute. What else do I have? Okay, I think we'll put this on and then we'll add a flower on top of that. So, and I'll need to cut that out. I tried to do most of the cutting beforehand, so the video didn't go on forever, but it'll be fine. Okay, I think I need to move it. Okay, so that's good. Now let me quickly cut out one of these flowers, and we'll put the flower on top of that. And one thing, do you guys do a lot of cutting yourself, or do you have a machine? One thing that I find, especially when you're doing more intricate, is turn your paper. So as you're holding your scissors, keep your scissors just straight, but then just be turning your paper. I think it helps you to get in kind of the little tiny pieces. Anyway, that helps for me, so that's kind of a little tip. Okay, so we've cut that out, and then we will put that on top of that. You see how you kind of like make it all work? These pop-ups are a little bit big, so I'm going to cut that down. And then we'll layer this cute little flower on top. Yeah, that's cute. So one more. I think I need this flower here. And I didn't cut one of those out, so dang it. Right here I thought it was so cute because I had popped up that flower too. But I must have forgotten about that. So I will be adding that on a little bit later. But look at our shaker. So what do you think? Let me put my glue away here. Was that just so simple? Look at those cute little shakers. So do you guys make a lot of shakers? I'm curious, like what's your favorite thing? Boy, that pink is just so pretty. So anyway, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're making. I also have a brand new Facebook group. It's Smile by Holly. Go into my Facebook group and sign up. What we can do is we can all go in and post the fun things that we're making and share our ideas and just be really supportive of one another. So I invite you to go in and be a part of the Smile by Holly Facebook group. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Oh my gosh, this was so much fun. If you liked the video, please give me a big thumbs up. I would also love to have you subscribe to my channel. So have a fun crafting day, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Goodbye, everybody.